Hi, everybody. This is Natalie. I am joining you from southern India right now in a city called Tiruvannamalai and this beautiful holy mountain here called Arunachala. So this is the home of Ramana Maharshi, a very famous Indian man who became a guru because of his own self-realization at the age of 16. He spent his life at the foot of this mountain. There's an ashram here that attracts devotees from all over the world, me being one. So what I wanted to share with you was my journey with this mountain on the full moon night last week. So every full moon, 1 million people come to walk around this mountain, the foot of the mountain. It's 14.9 kilometers. It's about 9 miles. So, you do it at night in the streets. They close off the streets to cars. You walk around clockwise around the mountain, and many people do this barefoot. So what I want to talk about is my experience with commitment in this process. This opportunity came for me to do this walk. I felt into the decision and made a choice. Like, yes, I can do this. I will do this. I didn't have a mindset of, I hope I can complete it. Will I be able to make it? I had a mindset of, I'm going to do this. I made the choice. And so I started out about 8 p.m., joined the hundreds of thousands, I guess, went around the mountain. And it was a beautiful and powerful experience. What I noticed was in the beginning, I was excited. I was open. I was optimistic about the journey. And then life started happening. It was crowded. It was dirty. There were still cars and bikes not doing what they should have done, going against the grain of the traffic or the walking traffic and honking their horns. And as my steps increased in the distance that I was on this trek, it got bigger, my dissatisfaction, my doubts started growing. And what I realized is this idea that, how we do one thing is how we do everything. And how many times have I had things in life, or even just life itself, hey, this is going to be a fun journey, let's do this. And then kind of losing enthusiasm, and it gets hard, and there's things that come up that you don't see that may happen. And so that's the moment where it's like, am I going to really do this, or am I going to give up? And that's when commitment drives us forward. So my commitment to finishing, it didn't matter about all the stuff. It didn't matter about how I felt. I started getting a really bad pain in my hip. I tried stretching it, and then it would come right back. And then I just had to give myself up to the fact that I was going to have this pain for the walk, and I'm just going to have to walk through it. And I did. It's like, before I began, I thought, this will just be kind of like straight shot. It'll be simple on this journey. It'll be uncomplicated. And that's not how it turned out to be. And that's how life is, right? We think it's going to be one way, and then life happens and there's obstacles. We don't feel good. And so it actually is this journey like this. But yet that commitment keeps us focused on moving forward. So I continued, I persevered. It got crowded. It got, my leg and my foot were just searing pain. But after the pain kind of reached a point, I'm like, okay, I can handle this. Yes, it hurts, but I can still walk despite how I feel. So I continued and I completed. And, my mind made it into a bigger deal than it actually was. I thought it was going to take all night long. It took 5 hours, something like that. When I look at this mountain now and I think about that experience, I just think about the lesson of commitment that it taught me. And also, many people were chanting the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, which is a mantra of Shiva, which is what this mountain is, the embodiment of Shiva. I also chanted that mantra. And so calling on my presence, being present in the moment, using mantra to keep my mind focused when my mind would go off into all these problems and worries and wavering in my commitment, bringing myself back to this present moment, to Om Namah Shivaya, whatever I needed to do, one foot in front of the other, I could make it. And I did make it. despite not doing it perfectly. That's the other thing. Our minds say we have to do it right. We have to do it good enough. We have to do it perfect. And that's not true. I finished. I was a messy human. I humaned my whole way through. I had another experience yesterday. I went on a hike up the mountain. I did it mostly barefoot. So from Ramana Maharshi's ashram, there's a path 1.4 kilometers to a cave that he would meditate in. Most people do it barefoot. And I did most of it barefoot until the last 10 minutes, and that's okay. But I saw the stories my mind wanted to make up about that. Like, oh, if you would have known, you would have made it the whole way. I brought myself with me. So it's like, then I go into this holy cave. I brought myself with me. I had thoughts. I had stories. I had judgments. A monkey tried to get into my bag and I yelled at it. And then I judged myself for it. And then I thought, this is going to be this is a once in a lifetime experience to meditate in this cave where Ramana Maharshi was. And again, holy experience, but I had a human experience. And it's like, this stuff is all here to help me. Not like I failed. No, I don't have a memory of, I went and I had this spiritual awakening in the cave. I had a human experience in the cave. And can I love myself through that? And that's the spiritual lesson. Can I accept myself and have compassion for myself and see the patterns, see the mind, see the thoughts, be like, I had an experience. That's it. It is what it is. So would love to hear if you've been here before, what lessons the mountain has taught you or anything at all that comes up for you. Please share, and I'll see you next time.